Let me ask something honestly. Have you ever felt that I prepared well? I answered everything in well during the interview, but still something didn't feel right. Because most interview failures are not obvious, they are subtle. In my previous videos, we talk about CV mistakes and how UK employers think in interviews. Today, we are going one step deeper. Today, we are going to talk about common interview mistakes migrants are making and, more importantly, why it happened. If you know why, then it's easy to solve your problem permanently. The mistake number one is talking in general terms. Are you someone who used to say that I'm a hardworking person? I'm good at team working? Is it sounds familiar? Then we are in a bit of a trouble. So these are general terms. So no proof, no impact, no differentiation as well. What UK employers are expecting is specific answers and evidence. Think about your last interview. Did you say something like, I'm good at communication or I'm a good team player? Now ask yourself, did I prove it or did I just say it? If there's no example, that's where you lose your impact. Mistake number two is over explaining answers. Many migrants think more explanation equal better answer. That's how we used to do back in our countries. That's how I used to do even back in Sri Lanka. But that's not the reality in the UK. Because of this habit, we tend to take longer time to answer. We tend to give long answers and we might miss some crucial interview questions as well. At the same time, there's a high chance you lose track of your answer. You might start talking vaguely rather than focused and uh, focus on the answer or the focus on the question that they've asked. By doing this, you'll drop the clarity and there's a high chance key message got lost as well. What you're supposed to do is clear, short, specific answer with examples. My suggestion to you is try and see that whether you can answer this question within 60 seconds. If not, go and refine it. Mistake number three is being too modest. This is cultural. I've seen many migrants avoid talking about achievements and give credits to their team members rather than taking credits what they deserve and reduce their own contribution knowingly or unknowingly. The problem is by doing this is that employer won't be able to recognize your contribution. So in the UK, expectation is clear ownership. Think about your last interview and think that you said something like along the line of that we've completed that project as expected, or else we completed that project successfully. Now let's reword it. Instead of that, you can say that I managed, contributed, coordinated by, and explain your role in it. Mistake number four is not answering the actual question. This happens due to various reasons. For an example, if you are someone who's telling stories and giving long explanations, there's a high chance you lose the clarity and the structure and you'll get lost. And the other biggest reason is candidate hears the question and it's not the question that they prepared for, because I've seen most of the candidate try to prepare in advance as much as possible or try to remember all the answers. Because of that, they tend to lose that ability of giving exact suitable answer to the interview. So they try to just talk about the answer that they prepared, not what actually asked by the interviewer. So imagine the interviewer asks that, tell me about a challenge. And you as a candidate start speaking about general experience. It does not have any challenge in it. It does not explain how you overcome those challenges or anything like that. So this means that most of the time you mismatch the question and you did not answer it properly. Something I would recommend you to do is pause for a while, gather your thoughts together, and then prepare your answer before answering to the question. And then try to understand what exactly they are asking, what exactly they are expecting, rather than jump on the guns and start talking about some random general experience. Mistake number five is lack of structure. This we've talked about a little bit in our previous points as well, but lack of structure plays a major role. When you don't have a proper structure, your answer becomes scattered, not clear at all, and sometimes highly vague and hard to follow. By doing this, even good experience may sound weak. In these situations, you need to follow a STAR technique, or else you need to follow situation, action, and the results. That's the best solution that I can recommend you to try. And believe me, this is really going to work. To test this theory, what you can do is think about your answer and think about whether someone else can explain it once they hear your answer. If they can do that, brilliant. That means your answer is clear. That means your answer is structured. If they cannot, then you need to refine your answer. Mistake number six is low energy, low engagement. Most of the time, this point is ignored, but this is again one of the key and important point. You need to match the energy. You need to show that you are energetic. You need to show that you wanted to have this job. Because of low energy, low engagement, we've seen even the candidate gave better answers, even the candidate answered all the questions perfectly, but still there are times that candidates got rejected simply because of low energy and low engagement. Interviews are not only for information, it's for more about understanding the vibe, understanding the energy, understanding the engagement, and understanding how you would behave on certain situations and everything. Just think about your answers that you have given in your previous interviews and think about whether you are just answering for the questions or else do I sound really interesting. And remember, your tone matters. Mistake number seven is no self awareness or lack of self awareness. We touched this point in my previous video as well, but this is where most of the candidates are failing. For an example, when the interviewer asks about what is your weakness or what would you do differently, most of the candidates try to think about a perfect answer or else try to give a fake answer. Remember, most of the time these interviewers, this is not their first interview, and they tend to interview many candidates beforehand, and they do have kind of experience to understand whether you are lying or whether you are exaggerated the situation or stuff like that. So because of that, there's a high chance you will get caught. I would recommend not to do that. Instead of that, think about the real situation and explain what had happened, what you learned, and what kind of change that you made after that. Because interviewers are looking for a real, authentic, and strong reflection in it rather than fake and a, a bogus explanation. Asking questions matters in the interview. So the other mistake is not asking any questions at the end of the interview. I would always recommend prepare some questions in advance and ask these questions at the end of the interview because it gives them the idea that you are interested in the post and you've done some sort of homework about the post as well. And the other thing is, this is one of the greatest opportunity to know more about the organization, know more about the team and their expectation as well. Strong candidates tend to ask about the role, team challenges, team behavior, team culture, and the success metrics as well. For an example, you can ask like, what would be the success looks at after 6 months of in this post, or else what the company is looking for first 3 months of the job role and stuff like that. Let's simplify everything what we talked so far. We took about 8 points, and mainly most interview mistakes are not all about lack of knowledge or poor experience. It's more about unclear thinking, cultural differences, and communication gap. Once you fix how to present yourself, most of the problems will be solved. If this video made you to think about your previous interview mistakes and what you have done in your previous interviews, I've made something for you. I've created some UK interview questions and structured answers for those questions. If you want it, comment interview and I'll forward those informations to you. If you followed my videos on CV mistakes, workplace culture, and interview expectations, you'll see a pattern. Success in the UK is not random. It's more about understanding how system works. Once you understand that, small changes leads to big results. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you think this video is important to someone who's in the UK or who's expecting to migrate to UK and looking for jobs in the UK, please share this video, subscribe and like our content as well. Thank you.